I mean, my question would be, do you think it's constitutional? Does the president have the constitutional authority to bomb Assad's forces? Does he have the authority, absent congressional action, to bomb Assad's forces or installations?
Every place we can, we should work alongside Congress to get that. But yes, I believe the president has the domestic authority to do that. I don't think that has been disputed by Republicans or Democrats throughout an extended period of time.
Actually, it's disputed mostly by our founding fathers, who believe they gave that authority to Congress. And actually, they're uniformly opposed to the executive branch having that power. In fact, Madison wrote very specifically, he said, the executive branch is the branch most prone to war. Therefore, we have, with studied care, vested that authority in the legislature. So the fact that we have in the past done this doesn't make it constitutional. And I would say that I take objection to the idea that the president can go to war when he wants, where he wants. But your president said it very clearly. He says that the Iraq War was the single worst decision ever made. So once again, I'm concerned that you won't be supporting the president, that you will be influencing him in a way that I think his inclinations are actually better than many of his advisors, that the Iraq War was a mistake, that we need to come home from Afghanistan. He was against being involved in Syria at many times in his career. So I think he does have good instincts. And my main concern is that will you be one who will listen to what the president actually wants instead of being someone who advocates for us staying forever in Afghanistan, another Iraq war, bombing Syria without permission? So these are the advice you will give. And I guess that's my biggest concern with your nomination, is that I don't think it reflects the millions of people who voted for President Trump, who actually voted for him because they thought it'd be different, that it wouldn't be the traditional bipartisan consensus to bomb everywhere and be everywhere around the world. So that's my main concern, and I just want to make sure that that's loud and clear to everyone. That is my concern.
Thank you, Senator Paul.
Our interview with President Macron came just 1 week after the U.S., France, and Britain launched a coordinated strike on the Assad regime in Syria. But on the eve of the state visit, there are still big issues that divide Presidents Macron and Trump. Address to Congress, what message will you bring about relations between our two nations and what role the world would like to see the U.S.?
My objective is to highlight a long-term history between our two countries based on values. We are very much attached to the same values, and especially liberty and peace. And I think the U.S. today has a very strong role to play for peace in different regions of the world, and especially Middle East. And I think is one of the last resort player for this peace and for multilateralism. So I will advocate for multilateralism in front of the Congress for that, which means playing all together in order to reduce the influence and the power of some rogue states and very tough dictators, and obviously fight against terrorism together.
Was asked today what he means when he says North Korea has to denuclearize. Here's his response.
It means they get rid of their nukes. Very simple. They get rid of their nukes, and nobody else would say it. It'd be very easy for me to make a simple deal and claim victory. I don't want to do that. I want them to get rid of their nukes. Kim Jong-un he really has been very open, and I think very honorable from everything we're seeing. Now, a lot of promises have been made by North Korea over the years, but they've never been in this position. We have been very, very tough on maximum pressure. We have been very tough on, as you know, trade. We've been very, very tough at the border. Sanctions have been the toughest we've ever imposed on any country. And we think it'll be a great thing for North Korea, and it'll be a great thing for the world.
This was historic and unthinkable just a few months ago. The extraordinary sight of Kim Jong-un walking across this DMZ and then signing an agreement to rid his country of nuclear weapons. Now, it is vague, it does lack detail, but the stage is now set for another possible summit between President Trump and Kim, and President Trump tweeting in the last few minutes about what he calls a historic meeting. He says good things are happening, but only time will tell. No North Korean leader has ever done it. Kim Jong-un stepping into South Korea with a handshake for its President Moon. And holding hands, the two stepped briefly into North Korea. The peace era starts now, said Kim, before signing an agreement
confirming the goal of complete denuclearization, disarming by phases. No more war, they said.
25 years ago, I left an abusive husband, and I sure as heck never would have dreamt in a million years that I would be running for Congress and be a congresswoman. I mean, wow. That's right. Now I don't say running for Congress. I won! This is awesome!